it? What do you want to do with it? Basically, like, you have to explain like a month into college what the rest of your life is going to be like. Did you receive that sort of pressure from relatives, especially relatives that you might not see very often?
No.
No, they just didn't care?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I didn't go back for Thanksgiving first off.
Oh, you seem so family-oriented. I would think that you would.
Christmas.
Okay, that makes sense, especially if you went far away.
Like this is Christmas time in my brain. Yeah, no.
Okay. Well, I have to say that from my point of view, like my mom, my dad, I would be in pretty close contact generally, so they didn't ask these sorts of questions. Yeah. But I know that especially once I was in graduate school and I had like a dissertation I had to work on, the same questions from every aunt and every uncle and every cousin, like, what are you going to do? Are you out? Are you done yet? Do you have 6 more months? And that's something that you have to be ready for. But there are other things as well. For instance, once you go into college, generally that's when I think a lot of people will develop their sort of political ideology for the first time. I know that that's what happened for me. And so this could be the first year of drunken political arguments over Thanksgiving dinner. You're more on the conservative side.
My family doesn't drink either.
So they don't drink?
I've never seen my dad hold a beer in my entire life.
Your mom, not a boxed wine fan?
Wine maybe 4 times at most in my entire life.
So were you able to, for that reason, avoid political disagreements over dinner?
No, I mean, my dad, I became kind of a little bit more liberal over my college years, and my dad would be like, where did you come from?
Oh, so he's more conservative than you?
Yeah.
Okay, so did you actively engage in those arguments, or did you have a way of avoiding it? Oh, so you'd fight with him.
And then I kind of reverted back to my dad, very, very uber conservative, now that I've graduated. And now my brother is the liberal one. He's like going to Tufts in Boston, and he's all, Mr. Philosophy, I'm so smart, and I know everything. Like, no, you don't, Derek.
So do you argue with him?
Yeah, we all argue. It's like one of my favorite things, though.
So you like it?
We love it. Yeah, I love engaging and really interesting. You know.
I think if you have a family where you can have those arguments and like it doesn't lead to any like bad blood, that's a good thing. I know that there's a couple people in my family that are super conservative. Like we tend to be pretty liberal, but I know my younger brother, for instance, very conservative.
How old is he?
He's a year younger than me. So you can do the math on your own. But I know I would not want to have those arguments because for me, especially because politics matters so much to me, that would lead to bad blood. And so I think that generally avoiding certain topics, like they always say, you don't really talk about money, politics, or religion, and also trying to avoid getting too drunk around people that you know are predisposed to argue with you.
Don't let it lead to bad blood. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Come on.
But isn't everyone entitled to try to influence other people's opinion?
Yeah, sure. And if you don't like it,
doesn't work,
just whatever.
especially if you're drinking.
Oh, God. I think that's so weird and lame.
Okay, well, I like that your family doesn't have these sorts of problems.
But to each their own.
Okay. Ricky, Thanksgiving's at the Strom household. When you went back, like, you had been in a bigger city, or you grew up in suburbs? Yeah. Okay. As you started to change in your time in college, did you find that you had any pushback from your immediate family at these holiday gatherings?
No.
No? They didn't care?
No. None whatsoever.
Maybe this is an East Coast thing or something, but I found that I would get grilled when I went home. And in a good way, like they saw it as being invested in my life.